see what happens if I try to do this. With that, and that. I saw 700K. 3 mil, 2 mil. Okay. Yeah. It works with the skill.
You're about to be digitally altered. Wanna be suppressed? I've had my fill. Chaos in your face!
I'm just gonna mention every little aspects that makes this work. So pretty much every skill in this skill tree has a little bit to do with something to make this work. The one thing that you don't really need, honestly, is the stacks of fire rate. But stacks of fire rate is always good. Get 50 stacks of fire rate I can resist. So let's go break it down. I have this to restore my cooldown. Why? Because on my stim, I have cooldown. Well, cooldown makes me have more amp damage. So now I only have this so I can have increased lifesteal and overkill amount of lifesteal. And I feel like without this, it's still good, but with it, it seems and it makes it so it's kind of overkill to the point where if I have this attunement skill on, it's gonna actually proc it all the dang time. It's gonna keep the over shield up all the time because that lifesteal is gonna keep coming back to me because of, remember, using this mod here, that whenever I lifesteal, it applies to my shield. And when my maximum shield is up, I get that lifesteal as overshield. So that's why that synergizes very well with that. So now, these two skills I mostly have um, for lead, and it's for the crit knife. Like maxing this out. Now, Grave Sight, this is for crit damage. Obviously, I decided to go here for the kill skill, and that's just for some gun damage. This is to increase my skill stacks. Obviously, for the fire rate, we're going to go here and look at the gun damage when my shield is full and damage reduction when my health is low. This is really good. This actually keeps me very tanky. For some odd reason, it never gets to a point where my health is really low because I'm always killing, and if I'm at the point where my health is low, I'm gonna have that damage reduction anyways. So it's a big buff to damage reduction. Now, you're gonna have some action skill cooldown for this and ordnance cooldown. I am using the crit knife, so that's why I decided to do this, and it's based off of my shield. So since my shield's always up, I get a lot of this. I decided to put this for shield restoration just by using my rep kit, and I decided to have a lot of lifesteal, and that way I can use that lifesteal. So if I lifesteal, I get to have bonus kinetic damage. I gain bonus kinetic damage based off my lifesteal. So I can increase this more. I don't really need to focus on here and focus here. I can tweak around the build a little bit and focus around here if you really wanted to add some more damage there. Kill skills for this is absolutely necessary. That way you have more maximum health and health regen. This actually synergizes as well with your shield once again. We don't need to go back to looking at that mod. This is absolutely going to synergize well with that. And this is pretty much the skill tree. You can try to use one of these skills at the top tree, like this one right here is going to increase your kinetic damage. I decided not to go with this. It's really good. I didn't want it, and I can go for other skills, maybe in blue tree, but I really decided not to go with that. Like restoring my health would be very nice, and that is a kill skill, but this green tree did carry me. It does carry a lot for this build. It's not necessary for me to invest there. For other people, if you want to, you can tweak and experiment. There's a lot of wiggle room here. So you don't really need the middle two. You can literally just invest 8 points somewhere else. And those 8 points can go to dealing more damage with bleed, or you can give yourself more kill skill. It can go anywhere you want. In my specialization, this is what it looks like right now. It's not perfect whatsoever. All right, so to note, this build is not going to need the Vivisect knife. What you're absolutely going to need is the Teen Witch class mod and a amp shield. This shield, if you can get in specific, is where you're going to need to make this entire build busted. When I got this shield, I knew I got my hands on a God Roll shield. If I actually got an electric resistance, it would have been the perfect God Roll. But this is near perfect. Glass, when damaged, grants a stack of resolve that reduces damage taken by 2% per stack up to 25 stacks. When the energy shield breaks, releases a nova that deals 7k damage with each stack of resolve. The damage is increased by 20%. 25 stacks of 20% damage, and I get 2% of the same stacks when I of damage reduction. Now, in my skills, I have damage reduction. Just going to go back there for a second and look here. Sorry. I have damage reduction. So having that damage reduction is just a big bonus. Spike, when receiving melee damage while shielded, you actually are going to reflect that damage back to the enemy for 2k. Well, nearly 3,000 damage for me on the shield. And amp. The most important thing to be able to do the infinite amp shield or the B shield. When energy shields are full, drain 28% of those shields for 100% gun damage. You can choose to use any gun you really want. What I recommend for this build is any Jacobs gun of your choosing. I personally would choose the Hot Slugger. I do not have it right now. Or if you're doing infinite ammo, get yourself a spread launcher, and you could literally just keep switching to your spread launcher and have an amplified spread launcher shot every time, guaranteed. But for my build, right, I am using infinite right now because it's not patched, obviously. You don't need to do that, and I will show how to do that once again. But before that, I will have to show what gun is doing that crazy high damage without having to have the infinite ammo. Is called the BRITS B with the taser underbarrel and the Torgue stickies. It has to be Torgue stickies. I have a variant of this that does not have Torgue stickies. I found this out from a YouTuber called The Glitching Queen. She's absolutely amazing for putting people onto this because this thing is absolutely broken. This variant right here is what was doing those crazy numbers, but if you mix in obviously your scale and your amp stim, you'll be able to do some crazy damage. I obviously have Deadeye, right here. And if you are shooting badasses, you'll be able to have increased damage. I decided to go with this because naturally I'm gonna be fighting a lot more enemies than I'm fighting bosses. So having that increase to badass enemies is good. And if I'm not mistaken, vials are considered badass enemies. So that would be really good to have that increase on vial enemies. To be able to get the Cinder Shelly, you're gonna need to come all the way over here on the map. Black Hive. Oh, sorry, the Back Hive. Come to this boss right here. Bro, I don't need to do much. It's just, I'm not doing much in this one. This one's the easiest thing. Alright. I don't even feel anything right now. Alright, to be able to get the Cinder Shelly, come over here on this location on the map. Back Hive, you fight the Back Hive and you'll be able to get the Cinder Shelly. Also, to be able to get the Teen Witch class mod, you're gonna want to fight Radix. For me right now, he's locked odd because I did fight him all. It's just because I've been playing with my friend, you know, mostly got a lot of things unlocked on mine, of course, but I've been mostly playing with him, so a lot of the progress has been crossed. So Radix is the one on this side of the map. There's 3 vaults, the one down here, the one up here, and the one up here. So when you get your 3 vault keys, you can come up here and fight Radix right here. Now, the place to get the BRITS be, so we're going to go right here in the middle, right here. See where the domain is right here? Right here in the middle by the fate fields, you're going to see this thing. Right there, you're going to see Sludge Maw. Right here in this location. Just going to zoom in, that way you see. Right here in this little cut is where Sludge Maw is going to be. So you just come over here, you get yourself that weapon, but it has to be specific. Also, I forgot to mention, you could also get this in blue and purple rarities. The gun is called the Flutie and the Buri. It's always going to be a Vladov SMG. Alright, so to be able to do the infinite ammo glitch, you're going to need 2 things. You're going to need an order gun with the Ripper license magazine, and you're going to need yourself a enhancement called Free Charge. The Free Charger and this together makes it so when you see that effect that you see there, next shot, let's just skip to the end. Next shot, charge time and ammo cost 0. My bad. This makes it so you do not spend any ammo on your next shot. It makes it so not just your next shot doesn't consume any ammo. You could literally hold the trigger down, and for some reason, it makes it infinite ammo for a short period of time.
Don't stop loading until it hurts.
You saw what I just did there.
Still not enough.
If you do it like that, then you had messed up. The reason why it did not work there is because between me shooting here, you will notice that it does not consume ammo, and it will happen. So you can get good at seeing it through shooting, or you can do it at the beginning of the magazine. That's why I reload a lot. I am good at seeing it through the magazine and doing it at the beginning of the reload, but it does take time and it does take some getting used to. So this is what it looks like when you're doing it at the beginning of the magazine. So the way Free Charger works to give infinite ammo in short terms, you shoot it when it procs that effect to have infinite ammo in short term. You switch your weapon, and when you switch your weapon, your other weapon should have infinite ammo. There you go, infinite ammo. That's what it looks like when you get it at the beginning of the magazine. You could also, remember, come here, go like this, See what other weapon. It doesn't matter. Let's just put on the Agons. You can literally switch and put whatever weapon you want from here on out. Do not put any COV weapons. I don't recommend because they overheat. But you can literally put on. Let's just go with the. Oh, why not?
I'm here to
Gun that
discipline
takes one bullet,
and give
both bullets. Just have Hell Walk. And as you can see, since it's the amp build, every shot is going to be amplified. And I'm not even doing anything. I'm not amplifying it with the stem. All. Whoop.
I know a snitch when I see one.
I use the crit knife. As you can see, it still works. Amp will work. You don't even need to use the stem to amplify your shot. You don't need to use your skill to increase your damage. You don't need to use the crit knife to increase it at all. This is absolutely insane. Okay, so the way this works is a little doing this, adding the stem, throwing this, hitting with the crit knife, getting low, and then going like this, then like this, that. Woo, baby, woo, baby. Oh my God. So to demonstrate how this works is because there's a lot of glitches in this game, like the tasers and the flamethrowers. So when you switch the taser, you're going to want to actually switch back. For me, it's manual because I have 4 shots. So if you have 1, it'll make it easier. But since I have 4, I have to manually go back, and then you'll see the numbers break, as you can see there. So that's why you're going to want that specific gun variant with the torque stickies and the taser. Alright, this is what the build looks like against a vault monster. And this is one of the most annoying, Inceptus, because we all know he cocoons. So now this is what it looks like when it's wrong. In this one, I intentionally decided to shoot the ground. And it went as expected. But obviously when you get that taser shot on him, is when you start getting that crazy damage. As you can see, I shot the floor there and it didn't continue with the crazy damage. And that's pretty much the whole point of me getting this weapon. Using the underbarrel mod and switching. Since I have 4, I have to like manually switch. With the 1, you just get it off and then it'll instantly switch, and that crazy damage that you're seeing on the screen will happen all the time. But since I have 4, I can just switch, and if I have infinite ammo, I can literally do the same thing as well. And this is what it would look like if it's the right way. You could just easily come in there, just delete his health by just spamming your knives. You can spam your skill and just start swapping. And as you can see, even if he decides to cocoon, he's still gonna get melted no matter what. So he has no chance of survival. And even if you decide to try another weapon, which is what we're going to do right now, everybody knows spread launcher is just going to destroy everything in the game, and I'm just not going to miss. I don't want to miss. I want that shot. Give it to me. Yes, look me in the eyes. Get that shot off. You don't even need to look him in the eyes. Spin a Rui, and he's dead. That goes to show you how busted the spread launcher is. And as a bonus, a weapon I haven't even shown is the beam tosser. Everybody knows this thing is insane. This thing is one of the best underbarrels in the game, just like the spread launcher. Oof! It literally melts everything in the game if you're able to do the infinite ammo. And as a bonus, while I was doing this, I actually opened these 2 chests, and unbeknownst to me, I got myself another one. An upgrade, actually. So that was awesome.